Welcome to Adult Puzzle, a podcast where we talk all things adulting.
We all know adulting is a scam, right?
Real scam, very real scam. Honestly, no one knows everything, so we're all in this together.
One puzzle at a time.
We're puzzled together, man.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Adult Puzzle Podcast. Your favorite co-host here, Lamide, and your other favorite co-host, Lolade. Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
guys. I am fine. I am tired, but I'm fine.
Lolade, it's been a long time. I haven't spoken to you in a minute.
I know, it's been way too long. Way too long.
Oh my God. Lottie and I, we literally just spoke less than 6 hours ago. Is
Yep.
it
No,
less
so
than
I was like, are
six?
you guys being sarcastic? Like, I was like, am I missing something?
I'm so glad you said something, Fizz. Guys, we have a second comma, the love of my life. Fisayo, what it do, baby?
Fizz, welcome back,
Hi.
welcome back.
Thank you. I missed you guys. I'm happy to be here.
Fizz is Laddie's, like she said, had the love of her life. Laddie's fan
Mhm.
band. She's big. She's big.
You know what's
To
so
this
funny? I feel like
family.
I say this for every single person that comes up because I truly appreciate all of my
That's
friends.
because you're a cheat.
Mm.
You're a cheat.
No,
That's why.
but I'm going to say something. You didn't even let me finish. Wow.
I'm a jealous friend.
I was gonna say, but if there's one, sorry, I didn't let me land. But if there's one person that, like, I mean, to be fair, I feel like there's no one that I have called my best friend besides you, Fizz, and Kez. So truly, what does that mean
Mm,
for you? I feel like
mm,
you know me inside and out, like a book,
mhm.
and
Cute.
no
Oh
one
my God.
knows me like that. I
So don't be
swear.
calling all these people love of your life. Thank you very much.
I love it.
Okay, noted. No love of my life again.
The title is one of one.
One of one.
I'm joking,
Cus-
obviously. Like, continue doing
Custom
what
made.
you're doing, but I see you.
Oh my
No.
God.
Don't worry. Your title, not just even the title, your place is it can't be replaced. I promise you. Like that one you know.
Love it.
I know.
Yeah, so you guys have met our amazing guest today. Her name is Fisayo. Please don't call her Fizz if you're not in the gang circle.
I love that he said that.
But yeah, we're happy to have her here, and yeah, like always, Adult Puzzle bringing you the finest and juiciest of conversations. And today's conversation is no different because we're going to be tackling something I feel we all face in our adult life. We're tackling friendship conflicts today, and it's a huge deal, huge topic, huge conversation. And what better set of people to have this kind of conversation than really good friends. So, Fizz, this season we have a new way of beginning the show. So we have
Mm-hmm.
like scenarios where we pose to our guests, and we just use them as icebreakers to like kick off the show. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm just going to paint a picture now. You indulge me and you tell me what you would do, or what you think about the situation. You ready?
Yes. Let's go.
Perfect. So, a friend allows you to
Mm.
visit when they are not around. They've gone on a trip, I don't know, girls' trip, boys' trip, whatever, and they provide everything for you at home. And it's like food, fridge is stocked, everything is good. Yeah, you're just coming to have a swell time. And because your friend, is not around and everything, you use the opportunity to host a small kickback. You know what? Let me just chill, like have a mini party, right? At the person's crib, at the friend's crib. You don't see the need to tell, your friend about this. It's just like supposed to be like a small get together type of situation. You can't foresee anything going wrong. and the mini get together slightly gets out of hand because a friend is telling a friend and a friend is telling another friend, and before you know it, it's a whole group of people that you did not plan for, and everything you think goes smoothly, and the next day you go to the garage and you realize that car is gone. You check you check on the kitchen counter when you get back to the sitting room thinking it's a dream. You can't see the car key. Car has been stolen. Point blank period. What are you doing?
Mhm. You know what's crazy? Like, as Namide was telling this story, I just thought of the time where I was staying with Lola before I moved back to Nigeria.
Hmm.
And I was literally just trying to visualize that happening, like me
Oh
having
my
a.
gosh. Because I wasn't there actually.
Yeah, exactly. I was visualizing like because exactly Lola wasn't around. I think you were in New York at the time.
Yeah, I was in New
So
York.
imagine me having a kickback. And
My car was
wow.
there too.
Um yikes. Okay, so Lamdi, your question is what would I do, right?
Mhm.
Mhm. First of all, I would faint. I mean, honestly, I don't even think no. I don't think I would have a kickback without letting my friend know because
Hmm.
that's just not how I was raised. Like if it's
Mhm.
their space that welcome me into their space, like I have to let them know. There's no way I can do it without letting them know. Like first of all,
Hmm.
no. Um, but let's say I actually did that,
Let's see.
and
Mhm.
let's just say I did it. um, I'm just really thinking about this. Even thinking about this is making me anxious. I'm just like, what? Because I care about my friends a lot. So like, I, Oma. I
Would you
mean,
pinch yourself? Like, is
I
this a
would just
dream or
be
is this like?
I would be so upset with myself, and I can't lie. It might take me like maybe 30 minutes or an hour to get my like shit together and actually say, okay, like come out to my friend like this is what has happened. It might just
Hmm.
take me a minute to like first I'll try and see if I can find a solution before like even,
Mhm.
like see who I can call or whatever. But I feel like even then before I don't know, getting authorities or whatever involved, I would just need to let them know. But that would be so nerve wracking because what do I now say? It's just to say the truth, honestly.
Hmm.
And I can just imagine like how upset my friend would be. Um, and I would just like definitely apologize, take responsibility, and let them know like I will somehow cover the cost of the car. Like, I don't know, just taking full responsibility for the situation and yeah, understanding why they would be upset and just yeah, try to make it right at some point eventually. Like
Hmm.
that's all you can
Yeah.
really do. But again, I don't even think I would find myself in this situation because I would not host something at their house without letting them know. Like it's not possible. But
And I get that
yeah.
because, but just let me even allow me quickly flip it a little bit before I even ask Lade what she would do. What if the reverse was the case, right? Like someone hosted something at
Mm.
yours and like, your car is gone. Like, how are you handling that? Do you see yourself, I don't know, are you like going bonkers on the person, being honest, or are you just being like, just give me my car back? Like, I don't care, no Allah, just let me, or are you like, oh, let's get to the police, we'll see if we can find the car, or it's like you don't want to talk to that friend for a few weeks or a month, I don't know.
Honestly, as much as I would be like, I'd be pissed, definitely pissed. But I would also be like, okay, I hear your apology and stuff, but like, get me my car. Like, whether that means figure out a way to fund a car for me, I mean,
Mm.
also, I guess it depends on where they are financially. I don't know, but either way, I would still be like, in the beginning, I'll definitely be like, yeah, find a way to like get me my car one way or the other. It might not be the car that was stolen, but a car. Because obviously, if I have a car, it means I need to get to work. I need to do certain things. So they get me the car or get me the money. Um,
Okay.
but like, I don't know though. Like, I think I would be more pissed if I didn't know about the party and then that happened. But
Mm.
let's say I knew about the party though, and then that happened. Maybe I would be less like, I don't know. I might blame them less and maybe see like how um I don't know, we can work together to, figure it out. But I would still expect in any situation, I
Mhm.
would still expect a friend to take full responsibility or to take a level of responsibility and not only take responsibility, but see how they can help my situation.
Yeah, I think very similar to Fisayo. Like Fisayo said, like initially when I find out that the car is gone,
Mhm.
my heart is in my ass. Like I'm scared as like I'm gonna be so scared because there's so many emotions going through. Even if it wasn't like a friend involved, if this was me, I had a kickback and my car is gone, like I'm gonna be so scared, right? But like Fisayo said too, I think taking accountability 100%, I would be so apologetic. I would be so transparent. Like, especially if I hadn't told the person, like, I'm so sorry, this is all my fault, that type of thing. And then, like, I already be thinking, like, okay, how can we work to get this car back, if it's a payment plan, whatever the situation is. The other question that you posed, I thought that was interesting because I wasn't thinking about it until you asked.
Mm-hmm.
If that was me, obviously I would be upset. Um, and I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah. I think it also depends on the type of friend that would like cause a certain level of frustration. So
Mm-hmm.
if I know that this person just has like careless bones in them, right, and like has shown me those type of traits in the past, then I would be more frustrated because it would be hard for me to see it as like an independent situation. But if truly like this was just a one-off thing and this is not like a consistent thing, then be very upset. But like at the back of my head, look, you understand that like this could have happened to anyone. I think for me,
Mm-hmm.
it's more so like how the person comes off that would determine how upset I am rather than like the car being gone. So if the person is like trying to throw blame as to like, oh, it was this person, da 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 da, it's like no. But at the end of the day, like yes, it wasn't you that stole the car, but it was a situation that you put together. So depending on how the person comes off, that's also going to determine how upset I am, honestly, as
Mm.
well. Yeah.
Ah, I think for me, my initial reaction would be, why didn't they steal me too? Like, because
Because
I don't know how things like that. I'll be flipping out. Like, I think also like both of you have mentioned is the fact that I've held like the get together first without the person
Mhm.
knowing. So it's like, what gives you that kind of confidence to hold a get together in someone's crib without the
Mhm.
person's knowledge? Like, why would you do that in the first place? I think that would be like the initial question, like before we even get to the car being missing. I Yes, I'll be flipping out. I'll be panicking on like steroids. Like, man, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. And it depends on when the friend is coming back and if I can get the car.
If you're in America, I'm sure there was a possibility you could somehow find it. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm,
With your plate number, police
Yeah,
officers.
something.
Yeah.
Calling the
yeah.
police and yeah,
Now it's
Nah,
actually
it's
gone.
gone.
it's
It's
It's gone.
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 It's gone.
It's
It's
gone,
gone.
bro. Like,
At the end of the day, let's say all efforts to like get the car back have proved futile. Yeah, I'll confess and I'll take the blame. Like, everything my friend is throwing at me, I'll take it and take it with my full chest. And then I think personally, I'll make a serious attempt, to get I'll let my friend know, yo, I'm going to try and replace this. I'll try and fix this type of thing. But I think something that happens there is what I also think we're going to touch on a lot today. Something has been broken in that situation, and that's trust. So I
Mm.
don't know whether I'm
Oh.
gaining that back to a full degree from my
Mm.
friend. And I
Mm.
don't know if I'm giving that back to a friend of mine who has broken that level of trust. Because Ladi knows
Mm.
this about me. So, like, the amount of trust I have in my really, really close friends, is just given. And they are aware of this. And so it allows a certain level of freedom or confidence and, like, to share things with them and all that. So it's like, and I'm sure it's the same too with you and Ladi. Like, I don't know if that level of trust can be gained back. I don't know because it
Yeah.
has never happened to me before. But what do you guys think? Like, do you guys feel the same about that type of trust levels for situations
Yeah.
like this where a big fight does happen or something big happens? Yeah.
I think it's fair to say, I think for me, honestly, this type of situation would not break my trust with like a close friend, any of my close
Okay.
friends. Because the way I'm seeing it is, and this is why I had also prefaced and said it depends on the history with the friend as well. Because the way
Mhm.
I'm seeing it, none of my close friends would like intentionally do like put my car in a situation to be stolen, right? So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
as much as it hurts that it's gone, I know that it was an honest mistake. Because I know that there's some mistakes that are just so costly and it
Yeah, very
sucks.
expensive mistakes.
I
Mhm.
agree.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So this one, I don't think it would. If the friend, I don't know, took the car, I drove it somewhere, and then cops. If there was something that the friend had caused, that would have
Mm-hmm.
been like, okay, you were very you made the decision, you made the conscious decision to put yourself, my car, in it. um
Yeah, that's different. Mhm.
that's different, right? That's when I'm like, my trust my waiver. But in this situation, like, truly, I don't think it will cause me to not trust a friend after we move on from it.
Honestly, I think for me, like I was having a conversation with my friend recently. I was like, my home is a very sacred place.
Hmm.
So if a friend is in my home and they decide to host like a party, that one will actually piss me off. I don't know if it will piss me off more than the car. Obviously the car is like more important, but like that one would, I think it might even hurt me more because it's like I trusted you in my home.
Yep, I
Like,
agree.
and then you bring like randoms into my home. Like,
Yep.
that's a bit far. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not like, it's just weird. And I don't know. That is what might even stick with me a bit longer. Not like, oh, the trust is completely gone, but it's like, it will just make me question some things. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, you didn't feel comfortable enough telling me why. Then why are we friends if you can't tell me certain things like, oh, that you want to host like a
What
thing?
other things have you not been telling
Do
me?
you understand? Do you understand? And also for a
Mm,
friend to know how I am with my personal space, with my home, like, and then for you to now bring randoms, that's a bit far. Like every one of my close friends knows that for me to even invite you into my house, as well, come and stay, is
hmm,
like I do not do that. You know how a lot of people like they like having people over and this that. Me, you have to be really close with me for me to even like invite you to my home.
mm.
So not to talk of staying over. So like for you to do that and then now invite randoms, come on. Like it would just be irking me, honestly.
Yeah.
And it'll just make me question a few things. Again, the car, it's like I'd be pissed, but I know it's not fully their fault. But
Yeah.
the one about intentionally like bringing people into your home, I don't know. Like not like the trust is gone forever because I feel like I'm a forgiving person, but it would still definitely like affect things for some time. I think.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
agree, and that makes a lot of sense. I'm very curious though, like what types of things will cause you to have a conflict with like a friend, or like what type of conflicts do you typically have with your friends, if any?
I think so. They're usually scenario induced, right? Like,
Hmm.
so most of the times it might not be direct results of, like, maybe personal traits or like habits or anything, because most of the people I have as close friends or my day ones and everything are already like, used to their personal traits type of thing, or that's even the reason why we're friends. So it could be like, I'll give an example. So, my best friend Kevin and everything, one time in college, we were we had a class, and I think we're occupied with something else. And the way it works is, maybe I'm ahead of the class, that type of thing. I'm in the class first and he's not around. I let the maybe professor know, or I keep a seat for him, or I do something just to make sure that he's not like behind type of situation. If I'm remembering this correctly, I hope I am. And the reverse was the case that day. And I just know that I had placed a lot of expectation on
Mhm.
him, right, to do the same for me in that moment. What for whatever reason, let's just as say that Kevin did not, come through in that sense. He might have tried, he might have done it, but I wasn't hearing it, or I wasn't trying to see it, because I knew that usually I would go like the distance in terms of trying to get it done, and he usually does for me. But in that moment, let's say it didn't happen. And so I know that that had a lot to do with my expectation from him as a person and his place in my life, like the best friend type of thing. And yeah, I think things like that are usually what causes friction or conflict within my friend group or friendship, where it's like I'm highly expectant of you in terms of like what I think I know you should do for me, because I will do the same for you. So things like
Yeah.
that hurt me, when it's like, ah, I will crush skulls for you in this type of situation.
Oh my
And
god. Crushing skull.
oh my god, see my adjectives or my you
Wow,
guys, you
wow,
guys.
wow.
So how about you? What type of conflicts? Like, what would make you have a conflict with a friend?
Um, if they just do something that I don't like, I feel like I'm pretty good with the whole expectations thing. I don't know
Yeah.
why or how, but I'm pretty good with it. Like if someone like doesn't come through on something or doesn't, I don't know if it's because I naturally just am a cynic. Not like, oh, I'm not trusting my friends. Well, I just don't.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Lola, do you get like I don't expect too much out of my friends. Like I'm not that friend that's like, if this person doesn't do this for me, then da, da, da. And I don't even like asking my friends for stuff. So like it's just I'm
Mm,
not really an expectations person because I'm not even comfortable like not like I'm not comfortable asking my friends for things. I want people to do what they want to do.
Hmm.
And I take that information to determine how I move.
your
I don't
own
know.
next course
Yeah,
of action.
do you understand? So expectation is not really a thing. It's just if they do something I don't like or that hurts my feelings, that is when okay, it can be a cause um for conflict. Like, yeah, just if you do something that hurts my feelings. I mean, obviously sometimes expectations comes into play, but if something hurts my feelings, yeah, like, and not only that, if it hurts my feelings and you're not even trying to see how you can just apologize or understand where I'm coming from, that's when there's going to be an issue because I'm really emotional. So for me to even open up and tell you like this thing has affected me, I expect you to please. I mean, obviously, I don't mind a little like discussion or whatever, but not like
Mhm,
oh full on defensive and like fighting and no, I don't like that. So
mhm. And
yeah,
I hear you. Just to even like
yeah.
quickly
Mm-hmm.
say that, expectations type of thing. And full disclosure, I don't have a lot of friends, and that whole placing expectations on people, it's not really a good place to be in, to be honest, because you get hurt a lot.
Yeah,
Because
you
at the end of the
will.
Mm,
day,
Like
get
people
hurt.
are
even
Yeah.
the
human
best,
beings, right?
even the best people will disappoint you. I'm
Will
literally, I told
disappoint
Lola,
you.
I'm reading a book about this now, and it's literally talking about how putting all your faith into friendships is like putting water
Yeah.
into a broken cistern, like, and expecting the water to just stay inside when, like, the cistern itself is broken, meaning that we're all imperfect. And that's not
Yeah,
a bad thing. We're just
yeah,
all
It's not.
imperfect. So even your best friend can disappoint you. And that's not something to be sad about or scared about. It's just life, you
yeah.
know?
It is
Like,
just life.
There are two things that me personally might cause me to have conflicts with my friend. I think the first thing is like projection. So when like, and it kind of ties into each other, projection and like disrespecting my opinions or like my choices, right? So it's one thing for you not to agree with me, and that's okay. Like, you could tell me how you don't agree with me or like why you might do certain things, and I actually appreciate that. But when you start to disrespect like just an opinion of mine, and when I say disrespect, kind of like make it seem like it is less than what you would have done or less than your ideal situation.
mm,
um I know sometimes like I fuck up and like tell me I fuck up, that's different. But like if I'm truly coming to you about like an opinion, or I remember when I would come to you Fisayo, about AP, I'm pretty sure like AP didn't even make sense to you at that time.
mm-hmm.
But like in your head, and maybe this also feeds into my friendship love language. My friendship love language is like support, right? And not even like you doing stuff, but your words of support and just making me feel like you're a safe space. So whenever I feel like, oh, this person is constantly knocking me down and they constantly make
Yeah.
my opinions feel like shit, like it will cause conflict initially, but over time I'm probably not going to be able to stand with that. So projection and like opinion, projection more so like you want me to mirror what you would do, and you're not even trying to
Yeah.
understand me as well. Yeah. So those two things I think will be the cause of my own conflicts and friendships.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't like fights. Personally, like I personally I don't like fights. Like I may call me. I think in a romantic relationship, I'm someone you call a hopeless romantic. Like I don't like
Mm-hmm.
fight. I like everything to be smooth, which is definitely not realistic. But I like smooth sailing. So when conflicts do occur, Fairs, how are you managing them? Like how do you often manage conflicts within friendships? You know, how do you approach them?
Um, I kind of like, I wouldn't say I'm the best at like managing conflicts because it takes, I'm still learning how to like communicate when things affect me. So if something hurts me, it takes me a while to open up about it. And sometimes when I now open up about it, I'm super emotional. I've thought about it so much and there's just so much emotion behind it. And then it turns into a whole fight. Yeah. So things like that have happened before. Um, I'm working on just like communicating when things annoy me as soon as possible. As soon as possible. So I wouldn't say I'm necessarily the best with conflict. I hate conflict as well. I don't like confrontation. I don't like any of that shit, but I know that it's a part of life. So I'm just learning how to like speak up on things. And I'm proud of myself thus far because yeah, like even though it will take me a while, I shall speak up on it or eventually. But yeah,
Mm.
I really don't like conflict. I'm not someone that like is ready to just go like do you get like I'm just not that person. But also thankfully I have friends that like when things do happen to them, they speak up immediately and I'm learning from them as well. So yeah, currently I wouldn't say I'm the best, but when I do care about a friendship, I will definitely try to resolve it. Like I would know that okay, this is just a conflict and we can still move past it basically. But I avoid it but I eventually like face it if I care about the friend.
Ade, how about you?
Yeah, no, I definitely, well, okay, maybe I agree with Biz. Like, I see where she's coming from. I definitely agree that, like, sometimes I do fall in that situation. For me, though, I'm not, I'm not scared of conflict, and I'm not a confrontational person.
Mhm.
However, I think I'm more likely to address something at its onset rather than having like an elephant in the room, because that elephant in the
Mm,
room is something that I just like. It really irks me. Like if there's something between Fizz and I, like I can't just have us have a conversation without addressing it, or like Lamide and I,
Yeah.
right? So for me, I typically like would just go ahead and like have a conversation. Definitely, I think usually for me, whenever I'm handling conflicts, this is something that I've learned over time. Before I come at like, oh, you did this, this is why it hurts. I usually try to approach it from a third person perspective, like how do you feel about us, right? Or kind of trying to gauge how they're feeling, because one thing I've noticed about like conflicts, and you guys probably hear it, where there's like three sides to every story: how I may see it, how
Yeah.
they may see it, how somebody else might interpret it. So just trying to see if we're seeing things eye to eye, and if we're not, maybe that's even kind of the misinterpretation that's causing the conflict. So usually how I approach conflict, I think is very different from how I've seen people approach it, where people just come off as like, oh, you did this to me, da 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 da. I usually try and gauge like, okay, do they see an issue with our dynamic, and then we go from there. um Before that though, and this is why I said I really agree with Fizz, because I usually always try to give myself space. I'm so much better now. I think when I was much younger, that space could be like
Hmm.
I just draw away. But now, like, space could just be like a couple of hours. Like, let's say something happens 9 a.m. I'm not talking to the person about it. It's 9:05, right? I'm gonna give it like a couple of hours, maybe reach out by like 10, 11, that type of thing. But give them space. Try and give them space, and then when I approach the conversation, really try and understand, like, if they saw anything off about our dynamic, and then that's how we typically get through, whatever the situation is.
I don't know if this is where people usually say trigger warning in today's world, but like trigger warning, I don't know if I've used it correctly or not. But you know how, and I've seen this a lot, right? You know how when there's a conflict, some parties just start crying immediately. Do you guys do you guys think like some people use that as a way to get out of avoiding, so to get out of like blame, or avoid blame, or
Yep.
avoid
Yes,
responsibility? Because
yes,
I'm like, "Ah, why are you crying? Like,
Why are you crying?
why are you crying? Do you understand that type of thing? And I see it a lot, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on it, because I see this sometimes real life as well, like on TV.
why are
You
you
know,
crying?
you, I'm like, we've not even gotten to the main part. Like, what's going on
Please.
here? To the meat of the issue, you already cry. I just feel like sometimes I
Yeah,
tell myself in my mind, like, okay, are you just doing this because you know that there's a certain level of pity that will come your way? Nobody want you to cry, type of thing, or you're trying to make me look bad? Like,
yeah,
we're addressing something, an issue, not necessarily you, right? At that point in time.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I just wanted to hear you guys' thoughts on it, whether I'm tripping or.
I think for me, honestly, it hasn't really happened for me before. But remember earlier when I was saying, for me to open up to you, it takes a while and it's hard for me. So for me to do it, I just expect us to figure it out in a very mature, we shall figure it out, respectful, mature way. If there's, like victim blame, like you're blaming yourself, like, oh my God, like you're crying, or like you just like start saying nonsense like, oh, so you hate me. Like, I hate that so much, because it's like you're making this about you.
yep,
Like, this is not about you, this is literally about how you've hurt me. So yeah, like it's happened, I feel like it's happened more like within my family actually than with friends. But it's like that is one thing I do not like the crying thing hasn't happened, Sha, but I know I would dislike it, because this is not about you. This is literally about how what you've done has affected me. There should be some level of maturity, like, oh, I didn't know that. So sorry. We move on. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, I absolutely agree, and it's so funny because I have only experienced this once, like in a friend dynamic. But if I'm being completely honest, the other times I've experienced it was in a relationship. And to be
Mm.
very, very honest, I was the one crying. And that's why I was, no,
Lolilo!
no.
No, no,
Now wait,
Nah,
we
don't
learn.
tell, don't tell, don't tell people this. Hard guard, hard guard. Oh my
Now we
god.
learn. We learn. We evolve. I'm trying to be as honest here. Like I'm not perfect, but okay. So in the relationship one year, and when I was thinking back to it, I'm like, wow. And I feel like a lot of times the reason why this was like young Lola, Lola 18, 19, whatever, the reason why I used to cry whenever like we had conflicts was because I didn't really know how to express myself with my
Hmm.
words. Remember I
Yeah.
said back in the day, like I used to retract, right? Whenever something upset me, I needed to go into my tunnel for a couple of days. But my the person I was with wasn't like that. He wanted, and I think that was like the middle ground was probably the best. But like
Yeah.
I didn't really know how to process a lot of things in the time because I didn't even know how I was feeling. So I'll just be
Crying.
yeah, and that never helped situations, right? Because like it's one thing for me to feel emotional about stuff because I'm not somebody to be like, oh, don't cry, because I really do feel like you want to express yourself. However, if the reason why you're crying is because you don't really know how to express yourself in the conflict, then just wait it out till you know what you're trying to say, or like till you
Hmm.
can have it. Because to Lamide's point, in that instance, the person that really wants to have a conversation is like, what do I do? What, like, where do we
Yeah,
confront?
because now it's like I have to work, make you feel better for
Feel
crying.
better, and
It's
then
like,
like
how did I get here?
conflict is not truly over. You
Mhm.
get. So, I mean, just being honest, right? It's one of those things where now I've learned, like in my big age now, like I really know how to process my feelings and try my best to, be in a good headspace before going into resolution. The situation that I experienced with my friend, it was definitely that like playing victim and not wanting to take accountability or like throwing the blame. And that thing pissed me off so much because, and this was actually much older, when I was much older. So I now see why are you crying? Like it's one thing for us to like feel emotional about the situation, that's okay. But if you're crying because I didn't mean to do that.
It's just like, please, please, like, what is
Like
this?
it's okay. Let's talk it through, right? Like, why are
Yeah,
you the one crying? Like, it's
yeah.
Like, what's the biggest conflict you've had with a friend? And if you can let us know how it ended.
yeah. To be honest, I haven't had like a friendship conflict. Like, I
Hmm.
love my sister, yeah, but the person I fight with in this life is my sister. No, for real. I feel like most of my, and we always come back from it, and that's one of the reasons why, like,
Siblings fights, can I just say, is a
Uh-huh.
like nobody should just get involved. Just
Hmm.
yeah,
make
just
way.
watch.
Just
Uh,
watch on the sidelines.
yeah,
Yeah,
don't
because
be
if you
taking
have put your
sides.
mouth, you get, if you are putting your mouth in, they've come back together, and then you've
You now be
taken
looking
sides.
confused.
How about you, Fizz?
Hmm. I mean, I was actually just talking about this with Lola recently. I feel like I'm the type of person where whenever I meet someone new, I'm like, I get so excited. Like,
Hmm.
energy. Oh my God, this person. Not that I will forget my other friends. Of course, I will still love my other friends. But every time I meet new people, I don't know why I get so excited. Like, it's just, maybe it's just something I've always had, whatever. But anyhow, I don't know. It always turns into a thing of like, oh, expectations, either from me or from the other person, or just, you know, realizing that, right, I didn't actually know this person before I was proclaiming that they're my friend. You get like, I didn't actually know them. Like, I didn't, there was no
Yeah.
right foundation where there was no, there's nothing about values, like, do you get, so
Mm-hmm.
it's happened to me a good number of times, and that's why Lola knows this. Like, I've had a good a good number of like friend conflicts, um but let me reflect. The biggest one, I feel like the biggest one that happened, Lola knows this, is like with someone that was in our friend group while we were
Oh my
in
gosh, yeah.
uni. So that was my biggest
Triggered.
one. That was my
Yeah.
biggest one. I don't even know again, I feel like it was one of those situations where I put a lot of eggs in that person's basket. So
Mm-hmm.
I really thought like this was my guy. And I wasn't realizing how that might have affected them, or how like, and so they're disappoint, like when they would disappoint me or do certain things, I'm like, like me, like, so yeah, it turned into like a whole big thing, and eventually like we fell out and stuff, and just other little situations like that. But again, that was the biggest one that I've
Yeah.
had before. So yeah, I think it just goes back to expectations and just those rose-colored glasses. And I feel like that's what Lola is good at. I think she's really good at like, I don't know, just gauging people from the jump.
Yeah.
I'm not the best at
Do you
that.
know the thing
I
about
get
you, Faith?
excited from the jump.
I was
I'm
gonna
like,
ask.
ah, I don't see anything. I don't see any red flags. What?
I just be watching from the sidelines, like,
I don't know.
okay,
I'll just be watching, existing. I know. I know. Comes out saying, Lola, look at what happened. Yes.
no, the thing is, truly, 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 it's because Fisayo, you have such a good heart, and like as much, and I think that's why you've now learned that expectations are not great to put, because
Yes.
yeah, like especially when we were in college, I was
Full
just,
circle moment
Yeah,
right here.
full circle,
you
actually.
know, you just get
Yeah.
so excited, and I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful. Especially, should I tell you what it is? Usually, when you and this person connect on something very, very unique, that is like,
That's when I think. So let me to explain that it's like more of like a vibe thing as opposed to like a
mm-hmm,
Like
value.
your love for books, for instance. If you
Hey,
meet
yes,
I
someone.
meet someone.
yes,
I meet someone that likes to read. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. My, my first time. Or I meet someone that has the same music taste as me. I'm like, whoa, like, do you understand? Like
Yeah, I get that.
the excitement causes
yeah,
me to like not pay attention to other things that should actually determine whether this person should be your friend.
yeah.
So, I mean, I've gotten a bit better. I still have hiccups here and there, can't lie,
I think you've
but
gotten a lot better,
no,
honestly,
I've
because this
definitely gotten better.
awareness, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the first step, right? Because I don't necessarily think that you shouldn't be friends with these people, or like you shouldn't go about being excited. I think that's all. Like if you're not excited to be friends with somebody or like keep up with them, then why are you really friends? I think it's more so like the pace, right?
The
Like,
pace and too much
yeah,
excitement. It just leads to nonsense. I can't lie. But I mean, in terms of like other friends, like I had friends that, you know, I've been friends with them for years and we haven't really had like big conflicts, or yeah, even our conflicts have just been small. Like Lola, like me and you have been friends for like what? I don't even know, 4 or 5 years, and we haven't
hmm,
really had like a big
no,
thing before. So
yeah.
yeah, so at the same time I still have very grounding friendships that are like very healthy and stuff. It's just sometimes my eye just be shining, shine, shine. Like,
Wow, this has been amazing.
It has been.
Yeah, I know, right? Um, before we round out though, I did put a game together.
ooh.
So usually before whenever I'm thinking about these games, I'm always like trying to be creative. So you guys, please, if this one is not landing, it's okay. Just tell me.
No, no, but your game's always hit. Oh, I give you that. Like,
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so what I'm calling this one is it's the friendship meter game. And what it is, it's kind of like
mm,
a yes or no type of game, but think about friendship meter, and the meter being the two extremes are no, you can't come back from this when this situation happens, or yeah, you can come back. So I'm not necessarily,
aha.
yeah, I'm not asking if like you feel some type of way. I'm asking if like you can come back from it
Come
and
back,
truly
okay.
be as close as you were before, right? Okay. So for first scenario, a friend steals from you, and this is something
Ha.
that like is a prized
God.
possession, a car,
Hmm.
a shoe,
Ah, there,
money.
you say you're not good at games. You're starting hot.
I swear, like what?
Can you come back or no?
Fisayo, now why you keep me quiet? She's like, let me go first.
I'm waiting for Lamide.
um, uh, I, I think I can come back.
Okay,
I think it'll be weird. I can't lie. I don't know if we can really come back.
okay,
Um, yeah.
yeah. I think for me, I can come back as well. if the person truly is apologetic, or like if there was a reason why they did it, right? And like they
Mm,
were truly, truly apologetic, and that I see the remorse, then okay, I could come back. But I'm
I
curious to why you guys cannot come back.
I share that same sentiment, and that's because I like to think of myself as a good judge of character as well. So
Yeah.
like, if after looking at the situation and the person has been honest with me and upfront and everything, I see like, sure, like, yeah, like the person was in a really difficult or tough spot, whatever the reason might be, and I see it as genuine. And of course, we know and agree that moving forward, this should never be a thing or happen again, type of thing. I think I'm able to come back. So that was my reason or justification behind the answer.
Mm, mm. I think for me, it's just like it's a little weird. Like, why you couldn't ask me?
Yeah, I
Keep
see
in
that
Mm,
mind,
too.
I've been in situations when I was younger, when my mommy would give me beans to go to school, to go to a white school, by the way, because I used to like a primary school in America. So go to a white school, and there was one time I just took money from her bag and used it to buy lunch in school. It was a whole thing and everything. She forgave me, and that's what you do with kids. Like they do dumb
mm.
stuff. But grown adults,
It's
what's
hard. I won't
happening
lie.
here? Like what's happening? And
I hear
every
you. I
time
hear you.
I'm so
I hear
nice.
you.
Like like even though me personally, I don't even like asking my friends for things. I would want them to feel comfortable asking me for things, and I would want to get. Do you understand? Like, if I love you, like it's like Lamide said, breaking skulls. So, like, literally, I'd be more than willing. I'd be more than willing to like show up for you in the way you want, financially, whatever
Mm,
other way. Like, I would want to show up for you. You know. So it's
Yeah,
like
just tell me.
just
Yeah.
tell me
yeah.
what you
Okay.
need. Tell me what you need, and I got you. Like, I mean, obviously, I don't know if I got you 100%, but like, I will figure out a way to
Try
start
and
get
get
you.
them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, stealing? Whoa, that's big. Oh.
Okay. Second question: would you come back from, or not come back from, a friend guessing with an ex?
Oh, easy money. Can I
Okay.
go?
Yes, go.
Yes.
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 Fizz, how about you?
Yes, the answer is yes for me.
You guys, it's a no for me. Oh. I can't come back. I'm sorry, but I'm curious. Why yes for you guys?
I can go after you, Fisayo. You can go ahead.
Okay, yes for me because maybe because I haven't been in a very, very like serious relationship before. So I'm just thinking about like my exes. Not like they weren't serious, but I wasn't with them for a long time and we clearly weren't supposed to be together. So like if my friend decides, oh like this guy, obviously it might be weird in the beginning. It depends, especially it depends on the friend. If it's a very close friend, it will still be a bit weird, but I also don't want to block anyone's blessings because again, if I'm with you for only 6 months, what am I to now say that you got like I don't know. I feel like I'm just more open to it.
Yeah, okay. I
Not
mean
saying it
that
won't be
makes
weird, but yeah, I'd be more open to it, chat.
yeah.
I think the reason why I say yes super fast is because that is my current reality, and I
Whoa,
can't say I
whoa,
can't say too much here, but
yeah,
I'll give you guys the gist immediately after the recording. But
okay,
yeah, like it's yeah, like, and I think that just allowed me process. Once I was able to process that, I just zeroed my mind to like, you know what, this life is a pot of beans type of situation. Like
yeah,
we move, I shouldn't, but yeah, that's why mine was a very immediate no brainer. Yes,
And it didn't
yeah,
because
affect your friendship?
I can't avoid any of them at this point, and I'll give you
Oh,
guys a gist. But like, yeah, it's like cool, we move.
mm.
interesting. Okay. It's a no for me, and I mean, Fisal says she doesn't want to block people's blessings. I hope I'm not. And the truth about it is, like, for me, I hope I'm not blocking
Some
somebody's
other
blessings.
What, what is killing me
blessings
today?
elsewhere.
What?
No, truly, because I'm like, am I blocking somebody else's blessing? I don't know.
Go and
Mama.
find your blessing somewhere else.
I mean, honestly, truly, if like that truly is your blessing, then I would rather just like step back. I'm just being
Yeah.
honest. That I wouldn't be okay. I wouldn't be comfortable, and
Okay,
this
but
is
Lola,
not
I
even.
have a question. Is it because I feel like you've had long relationships? If it was a
Okay,
relationship that was shorter,
when I say ex, I mean like somebody I call my boyfriend.
yes,
Okay, well, I'm only because of my experience. It's hard for. Okay, I see what you're saying. So if it was shorter and like it didn't last and it was obvious that we weren't supposed to be, maybe. But I haven't been in that situation to true because you know
yeah,
how I
yeah.
am with my emotions phase. Like
No,
it
I
takes
feel
me a lot
you.
to like and not like now fully be like clapping and be like, oh yeah, you go girl.
No,
I'm
I get
sorry.
you. I get you. I get
I
you.
can't be fake as well, right? I mean, obviously, if it happens, it happens. Yeah, I just have to like look the other way. But I'm not gonna lie and be like, yeah, I could still have the same.
Yeah, yeah, because it still makes it a bit weird. And again, your because again, long ass relationship of a that's someone that you just do not touch. I think your friend should just
Mm.
not even look that way because yeah, I
Like
can
my
imagine
friend,
being in that
yeah, no,
situation and like my
yeah.
ex of sorry, my boyfriend of how many years and then my close friend now. Okay, yeah, it's a bit like
And you know
but
the
I
thing
know.
is,
Hmm.
even like just a friend, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna feel some type of way as well. No,
Yeah,
because
don't kill me.
and that's why I was like, "Ugh, I don't know whose blessings I'm blocking."
I hear you,
Okay,
Sam.
next question. If if you catch a friend saying things behind your back.
Aha. Mm, I think just because of again, there's something about me with like mindset. Like if you can do this one, only God knows what else you can do type of thing.
Mhm.
So if I clock like the mindset is on the bitter leaf type of vibe, type of, I say no. I say no. I say no.
Yeah. Is
I
that about
say
you?
no.
I'm sorry, could you say that again, Lola?
If you catch your friend saying things behind your back and like let's say it's negative things.
Um, Depending on how negative, I can definitely like forgive and we can figure it out. But if it's too negative, then I don't think it's for me.
Yeah. I think I'm the same as well. I feel like it also depends on like what the friend was saying because obviously there's something and I think for me it's a situation where if it's something the friend has not told me or like so if Fisayo is calling me out on something, right, and she's telling somebody else about it, that's fine, right? She's told me about
That
it,
one
but
is no, yeah, that's no, I don't think, yeah, I agree. I agree.
yeah, but
That's
I
no,
yeah, if it's behind my back, then like she's saying all of these things and she's not saying it to me, then that's the piece where I don't know if I could come back from it because I see that as like fakeness and being I don't know if I can be with somebody who I can't feel comfortable with. Like you're not gonna be real with me, you're gonna be fake with me.
Yeah.
Disrespects your partner or your family. Would you come back from that? A friend that does that.
no, they are very good with these
I
games.
said it's
Like,
a very good game. Jesus. Yes, if it happens once.
aha, I like where you're going with
Once!
this.
And that is it.
One chance.
One chance.
Lamde, how do you feel?
Ah, I'm going to lean towards Fizz's ideology with a caveat of also no caveat because I was going to use the way did we approached the question prior. It's like what degree?
Mm-hmm.
So what type of
Yes.
disrespect,
Yes.
right? Do you understand? Because there are just some ones where it's like sending signals all through your spine, and it's like,
Ah,
you too,
yeah.
you too. Like, how do you think we can possibly come back from that type of thing? But
Yeah.
like, if it's just so either way, I guess maybe to the degree is one way to look at it. Like, then we can see there's some things I can yes, can come back from no, no. And then the one of, I just give you this one time type of situation. Like,
I think for me, it's a no. I can't come back from it. I'm sorry. It's
Ah, whoa.
disrespect. No, I'm really
I
like
like that hard line. I like that hard
You
line.
said no.
it's But no, because like I feel like I'm a very respectful person and like kindness, that empathy thing you were talking about, Lamides. Even if my
Mm,
family members may piss you off, or like my partner may piss, if you're disrespecting them, like I'm sorry, it's a no. Like that's a trait I don't want in a close friendship, and I don't know if I can come back from that. That's just being honest. And it's not like you can't tell me things about my partner or my family that you don't like, no.
mm.
But it's like the disrespect. I
So
can't.
I agree. I see what you're saying, and I respect that a lot. But the reason why I even said the one thing is sometimes people don't know that they are disrespecting your partner, your family, in that sense. So if it's a situation where if I've stopped you in your tracks right there and I told you, yo, you need to back up right now, I'd like take that back. And I see this remorse in your eyes and twinkle, and it's like, oh, Lamde, I'm sorry. That would never like that. That's your one shot. That's your
Exactly.
one shot right there. Like
100%.
that's your one. That's your
Yeah.
one shot. I've checked you immediately, and you know, type of thing. If I
Yeah.
now go and hear like in the front later on, maybe in a matter of weeks or months that you carry that same energy, maybe when I'm not in the room, then it's over with. Like we're gone,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I
Yeah.
just use that one shot analogy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I see where
no.
you guys are coming from for sure. Like, yeah, I don't know. For me,
Sis
it's
said
yeah.
hard no. No, for real.
um,
Ah.
okay, last one. A friend that puts you in compromising situations, and that could vary. That could be like, I don't know, they're always rolling with hard drugs when you guys are around the popo, or they're just like bringing weird situations to your house. Just
Mm-hmm.
putting you in like very, very weird, compromising situations for you.
hmm. I can go first
Mm-hmm.
just because I don't like compromising situations. I give this one a one shot too. Like once I give you that warning type of thing, after then it's a no. But prior, like your very first one, it's like okay, cool. But this is me. I don't like situations like this. If you do anyone after this, I'm out. I'll bounce type of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
this one too takes one shot, like one chance type of vibe. Yeah.
This one I could come back from for sure.
I think yes, I can come back, but I think I agree with Lamidi about the one chance thing, Sha.
Yeah. 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 I agree as well because obviously you don't want to be in continuous compromising
Yeah,
situations.
for
Yeah, maybe in general, what I'm trying to say is I hate repeat offenders in
basically is what
friendships.
you're
Like,
saying. Basically.
Don't repeat
like,
offense every day. Take it. One shot, you're gone.
I don't like repeat offenders. It's like, yeah, just take the feedback and like move accordingly. It
Yeah.
even makes me feel like okay, we are learning from one another, and the same I would expect from myself to like. If my friend has told me something I've done wrong, type of thing, I don't want to keep on making the same mistake over and over again.
Yeah.
Mm,
I'll be a burden to that friend. Like I'll be stressing you out. You get that type of thing. So
yeah. Thank you guys
But
so much for inviting me. It's always a good time. Like I love our conversations.
of course, we love having
appreciate
you
it.
here.
Appreciate
If
it.
you've gotten
Appreciate
this
it.
far, thank you so, so much. Per usual, listen to us. You can listen to us on all streaming platforms that you find your podcast. Like us, rate us, send us DMs. If there's anything here that we said that caught your attention or something you agree, disagree with us, send us a DM and we could read it on a different episode. Follow us on all social media platforms, Adult Puzzle, and you will find us again next week for another episode. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.